FNAF World is a weird game. It's a turn-based RPG packed with hidden details, connections to the other games, and a whole heaping pile of meta commentary. Released between FNAF 4 and Sister Location, it feels like it got lost in the shuffle, becoming mostly forgotten and, to my knowledge, rarely analyzed. It also received a huge amount of backlash to the point that it's no longer available on Steam. Even so, I played it, and I have to say, I enjoyed my time with it. It was a strange but fun ride. Full disclosure, I did use a guide for a good portion of this game, and I may have tweaked some numbers in the save file a few times to not have to grind EXP. If there's one thing I absolutely despise in video games, it's having to grind. I hate it so much, and I continue to hate it in this game. In this video, I'm going to break down what I think the game is trying to say, and how it might connect to the larger story of Five Nights at Freddy's. This is part 9 of my series of solving FNAF completely blind, but you don't need to have watched the previous parts to follow this one. If you've been enjoying the series and want to see more, I invite you to like and subscribe. I have a stretch goal of reaching 500 subscribers by the end of the summer, and we are almost there. And now, let's dive into FNAF World. So, this game is massive, with a lot of things we could cover. And believe me, I would really like to do a deep dive into every single detail of FNAF World. That sounds like a lot of fun. But for this video, we're going to talk about the details that actually push the narrative in some way. So I'm not going to do a deep dive into the meta commentary stuff going on just yet, but leave a comment if that's something you want me to do in the future. For now, here's a highlight reel of my first playthrough of this game. Roll the tape. I don't really know what I'm looking at, if I'm being completely honest. This looks to me almost like a fan game, but it's not. It's official. So we're just gonna hop in, see what's going on, because I truly have no idea. Well, these are neat little textures. Why is Foxy so small? I know you may feel like going out and taking a stroll, but something seems very wrong today. All is not well in Animatronica. Animatronic Village? Village-tronica? We are working on it. The point is that something is horribly wrong. There have been a lot of bizarre creatures roaming around lately, even some that look like, gulp, us. We aren't prepared to deal with situations like this. Something bad must have happened on the flip side. I did see there was a fella up here. Ento Chipper. Auto Chipper. Bash Jam. Pizza Wheel. Hook. Hey. Not cool. Bite. Cupcakes. Mic Toss. Hello? Hook. Bite. Nom. Mic Toss. I need a Chica move. Uh-oh, Foxy's dead. What? Hell. I'm gonna die. To the Auto Chipper. Bite. Cupcake. Switch out. Mic Toss. Munchies. Water hose. Poppers. What did that do? Oh no. What do the poppers do? No! Cupcake! Hook! No! Come on, guys! Hook! Yes! Yes! A new challenger has appeared. Oh! Bite! Bite him! Mic Toss! Cupcake! Hook! Bite him! Nom! Mic Toss! Hiya! Cupcake! What's... Hook! Mic Toss! Bite! Mic Toss! We did it! Yes! Oh, what's going on here? I think I found a clue as to what is happening. Look behind me, there's a tree that is distorted and glitched. You don't know as much as I do, but I will tell you that this is a safe haven, a sanctuary. Whatever has gone wrong, we have to fix it. It will be an adventure. Something horrible must have happened on the flip side, because it's causing this world to fracture. Objects like the tree behind me have broken, but I think you can use these fractures to get to places you couldn't reach before. You have to go and find the source of these fractures. Whoa! Oh, wow. What did I do? What the? Ah. Great, be sure to press that button behind you to clear the path for later. That way you won't have to take the long way again. I think that a lot of these monsters are misguided side effects of whatever has happened on the flip side. It looks like you can knock some sense into them, and then they'll join you. How wonderfully convenient. You need to find another sub-tunnel under the game, and it's probably hidden in another glitched object. Ahead of the dusting fields, you will probably find the next glitched object there. Be careful, things only get more dangerous from here. The sub-tunnel must be up ahead, however it looks like something is blocking the path. I'm sure it's nothing you can't handle. I do warn you of something though, when you enter a glitched object into a sub-tunnel, it's possible to find yet another glitched object inside. That will take you into a sub-tunnel beneath the sub-tunnel. There may be even more glitched objects down there. Just be sure to never go more than 3 glitches down. I'm not sure if you would find your way back up. Be sure to always search for new chips and bites. It will be a huge help against monsters. Yes! I got it! Yay! What? Ooh. Whoa! Okay. Something's going on here. Something's real weird. Whoa! 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 Holy crap! Okay. Oh my gosh. Where am I? Hello. You've reached Lily Gear Lake. From here, I don't know where your adventure will take you. You should be keeping your eyes open for another glitched object. They are the only way to get to places that are otherwise unreachable. Be careful in the waters of Lily Gear Lake. I hear there is a sea monster that attacks at random. Be ready to fight. Good luck. Oh. Where have I gone? Pinwheel Circus? Whoa! Oh, wait. How did that happen? What? This is a horribly spooky place. I think I'll stay right here. You, however, need to keep going. This is a graveyard for broken and unwanted creations. It's full of nastiness and traps. I don't think everything here is as it seems. Check the graves and the trees. This whole place is full of illusion. Okay. Oh. Oh dear. Hello. Looks like trouble up ahead, but you should be used to that by now. They say that there is a secret funhouse hidden here in the circus. It must be inside one of the tents. I have to warn you, I've seen 2 giant animatronics roam in the fairgrounds, a giant bear and a giant pig. They look like abominations to me. Also, the funhouse is full of false walls and secret doors. Don't get lost, you're getting close to the core of the game. This is where the problem is. Okay. Alright, got him. Whoa! What the? What is going on? Oh no. Dang it. Oh. Yes. Oh boy. You found the exit. That's me. The giant pig glass on the other side of the subtunnel. He guards the key. Each guardian protects a button. Once you have found and press the buttons, the gates we're protecting the game system will be lowered. That's when you strike at the heart. Navigate with your subtunnel. Good luck. Oh my gosh. Oh! Yes! No, I clicked the wrong button. We're fine though, we're fine. Okay. Whew. Okay. Ugh. Alright, I failed to super goon again. That pizza. Okay, we got him. We got the super goon. Great. Woo-woo. Cupcakes. Alright, we got him. Let's go fight this thing then. Security. Gloom balloon. Cupcakes. Okay. 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 Oh. Dang it. Okay. There goes security. Congratulations. You beat an imaginary monster in an imaginary game without taking any risks and without finding anything interesting. On the easiest possible difficulty. So great job. I'm still in control of you, and I say that you are finished here. You did away with a pretty powerful creation, but as for me, I remain out of your reach. But I believe a more generic and cliched statement of appreciation is in order for your lackluster accomplishment. Thanks for playing. The end. Really? That's it? Man. Let's go over the main plot of the game. The game begins with this opening cutscene. Everything that happens out there has an effect in here. Do you understand? This is a safe place. This is a sanctuary. But something has gone wrong, and now it can be seen here. Something went very wrong. That's why I am here. But I won't let the same happen to you. I will put you back together. A pair of yellow eyes peers through the darkness at you, and quotes the final Five Nights at Freddy's 4 cutscene before little brother dies. This is all very mysterious. The game begins with this guy named Adventure Fredbear spelling out our grand RPG quest for us. It is our job to save the land of Animatronica, or whatever this place is called. It's not really certain. A bunch of weird creatures have been showing up, and Adventure Fredbear surmises that something must have gone wrong on the flip side to have caused this. What this is, I'm not too sure, but for now, I think it's fair to say that the flip side of this strange digital realm of FNAF mascots is the real world, the one where all the bad stuff is happening. Our job is to beat those creatures, and when we do, they join our party, like Pokemon basically. We also get random encounters like Pokemon. Yay, my favorite mechanic ever in a video game. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. After this, it's reiterated that the flip side is really messed up for things to be going so wrong here. There's fractures that are occurring in animatronica, glitches that can be dived into. Going into these weird glitches leads us to this LED tube thing where we navigate a glowing, low-resolution forest, until it spits us back out into the normal overworld. Around this time is also our first look at the odd reverse world of this game, called that. It gets rid of all collision hitboxes and allows the player to freely roam the map, usually to get good items and whatnot. But this area is filled with weird, glitchy enemies that are much stronger than basically everything you'll see in the normal map. We will talk about this area later. Soon after, you end up in a glitch tunnel that leads even deeper, a secondary level of glitch in order to get to the right places. But Adventure Fredbear warns never to go more than 3 glitches down. There's no guarantee you'll ever return from there. After going through a couple other areas, you get into Black Tomb Yard. Adventure Fredbear curiously describes this as a graveyard for broken and unwanted creations, which feels a bit important sounding, like there's some meaning behind that I'm not fully getting. He also warns us that this place is full of illusion, like this entire game is already. After this, we get to Pinwheel Funhouse, which is where we will find our final boss. But before that, we have to get a key and defeat some nasty sub-bosses. Once those are done, we can fight the final boss, Security. Adventure Fredbear describes this as the heart of whatever is corrupting this world. This is contradictory to what we've heard in the previous sections of this game, since Security isn't from the flip side. He's native to the game world, so it's not really the source of all the problems, is it? Either way, once you beat him, in normal mode at least, you get a very sarcastic ending speech, and the game is over. On the surface, this is the main campaign of the game. You go around farming EXP and fighting enemies until you beat Security and the game is over. But that is not all this game has to offer. There are a bunch of secret endings and details that connect to the broader narrative in the franchise in very strange ways. This is where the real mystery begins. Let's begin with the endings besides this one that move us forward in our understanding. There are 5 endings that I feel aim at something bigger than this game. The first ending is called Old Man Consequences. I know, it's a weird name, stay with me here. In one of the glitched tunnels, you can glitch even farther and end up in a glitch 4 levels down, exactly what Adventure Fredbear warned us not to do. There's no turning back once you get here. Whoa! I'm sorry to say that you have gone too deep into the code. There is no way back out. My name is Old Man Consequences. Come here, have a seat, and let's fish for a while. You have nowhere else to go. The end. What? Okay. It's a lake of red, with a weird toothy fella sitting at the edge with a fishing pole. He informs us that we are stuck, and might as well sit down to fish. You can't do anything except restart the game. The second ending is called Drown, and it is very similar, but with strange insinuations. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! Where am I going? I'm falling. Whoa! Um... Hello? Back at the lake, you can maneuver down into the lake to fall down another layer of glitch. After falling for several minutes, you are shown an image of a flashing television, a tall person with their arms around 2 smaller people in front of it. It's calm. It's peaceful. Again, there's nothing to do except restart the game. The third ending is called Universe End, and is pretty much a gag ending. If you talk to Adventure Fredbear when Fredbear is in front of your party, the two will glitch out and explode, triggering the universe end ending, citing the reason as two Fredbears being unable to occupy the same space. The fourth ending is one that comes in a future update to the game and doesn't have an official name to my knowledge. Before this ending, you can enter a building near the original spawn point and see this cutscene. Ooh. It's a vicious cycle, you know. But then, most things in life are. The pendulum swings one way, then it swings the other. Now we return to darkness. Something terrible is coming. Come back later. Maybe I will tell you more. Okay. This person at a desk returns in the ending cutscene. Without going too deep into it, you have to fight this rainbow guy, and when you do, the following cutscene plays. I'm impressed. What are you doing here? Can't you see that I'm busy? You deactivated my games. I didn't know what else to do. I don't want to disappoint people. But my mind isn't right. I've made something terrible. Her name is Baby. It's too late to deactivate her. I'm sorry.
The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.
This ending is our biggest link to the game that followed this one, FNAF Sister Location. The fifth and final ending I will be discussing, even though there are more, is the clock ending, and is the most important one of the bunch. It's unlocked by doing some strange actions. When playing the game, you must wait until Adventure Fredbear is done talking for special dialogue to trigger, and Adventure Fredbear is replaced by this weird, glitchy version of what looks like the Fredbear toy from the FNAF 4 minigames. In these dialogue entries, he will command us to look for clocks and ignore the main plot of the game. In these clocks are very simple minigames, and doing all 5 of them unlock this final cutscene. We are still your friends. Do you believe that? The pieces are in place for you. All you have to do is find them. Rest. None of these endings fully explains itself, but they all point beyond FNAF World. They reference the past and the future. Now, I know I just went over a whole lot of weird stuff that doesn't make a lick of sense so far, and I promise I will go into all of these, but the pieces need to be laid out before I begin solving the puzzle. The next step in decoding this game is to analyze the dialogue of our main mentor, Adventure Fredbear.
What's this, a space shooter? Holy crap, is that my voice?
I will not be going over every single line of dialogue of his, but rather the ones that point to something beyond the borders of this game. The first line we actually hear in this game is, "I know you may feel like going out and taking a stroll, but something seems very wrong today. All is not well in Animatronica. Animatronic Village? Village Tronica? We're working on it." The point is that something is horribly wrong. Whatever this world may be, it does seem to be somewhat new or perhaps changed rapidly recently. The name isn't even settled. It's like this place is in a constant state of flux. We aren't prepared to deal with situations like this. Something bad must have happened on the flip side. It is here that we are introduced to the concept of the flip side, a place that is causing strange things to be occurring in this digital land. Waiting a while after this chunk of dialogue reveals this. But you don't really believe that, do you? There's a task for you to complete. You need to leave breadcrumbs for him to help him find his way. This is spoken by a glitching Fredbear, with a design akin to the Fredbear plush of FNAF 4. Based on the phrase, "you don't really believe that," I think that whatever this glitchy entity is, it's separate from the nice 3D render of Fredbear we got earlier. These are two different Fredbear entities. The glitchy one feels more in tune with our reality, more aware of us as the player. We have a role to play, we have a job to do. We need to help some unknown male character by leaving breadcrumbs, a trail to follow. But a trail to what? And for whom are we doing this? You don't know as much as I do, but I will tell you that this is a safe haven, a sanctuary. Whatever has gone wrong, we have to fix it. This line from Adventure Fredbear is very interesting. He's aware to an extent of what is going on here, since he knows more than us, but what exactly does he know? Is he aware of our secret task from the glitchy Fredbear? No, I don't think so. He is in the illusion of the digital overworld, a character built into this game. The glitch Fredbear is something else entirely. By this point, the game has given us two completely different guides. Adventure Fredbear wants us to save animatronica, while Glitch Fredbear tells us that the adventure is a lie and that our real purpose is to leave a trail for someone else. One voice belongs to the game's intended story, the other seems to be reaching beyond. The truth is that there is no safe place. You don't understand that. You were made for one thing. There is a task for you to complete. Before you take this passage, go back, find the clock. The glitch Fredbear tells us to entirely ignore the main quest given to us by Adventure Fredbear. Our job is to find clocks, as mentioned in the clock ending. Wherever we are, though, isn't as safe as we were led to believe. The 3D Fredbear seems to be lying to us, or at least unaware of some deeper truths. Within that first clock is a small minigame where we have to push a Balloon Boy sprite into a box. This and the other clock minigames will be important later. We also get a strange piece of knowledge about this game's canonical player. We were made for this. We were made to lay a trail. You need to find another subtunnel under the game, and it's probably hidden inside another glitched object. Ahead are the dusting fields. You will probably find the next glitch object there. Be careful, things only get more dangerous from here. So, Adventure Fredbear is aware of the glitch tunnels in this game, and I'm unsure if these were designed for this game or actual glitches. For me, I think it's the former, mainly due to the fact that there is a completely separate glitch world that Adventure Fredbear never mentions. If there's one place that's an actual unintended glitch, it's this place that I can't pronounce. Things don't get more dangerous. You are being played. You are being led through hoops. Meanwhile, the puppet master is laughing at you. You do need to find the dusting fields, but not because there's any urgent adventure ahead. Find the clock. This glitch Fredbear reveals that there is some kind of master ruling this land, some unseen force dictating events, likely dictating Adventure Fredbear's dialogue. Without going into it too deeply, even though I want to, it's just out of scope for this video, this puppet master is actually the game designer of FNAF World. While they are not explicitly ever called Scott Cawthon in the game, it is the avatar that represents him in the actual real world, and his likeness is used in the game in other locations. While I will not be getting into the meta commentary of all this, it does matter that the creator of the game is a character, and is this unseen puppet master pulling the strings, literally dictating the narrative as well as Adventure Fredbear. Everything he says is game design. Everything the glitch Fredbear says is something else. This glitch Fredbear character points you towards more clocks. The second one needs you to input a code, upper left, upper right, lower right. The third one requires you to push 4 cupcakes into boxes. The fourth one needs you to make the code on the screen 395248. The fifth one needs you to push Shadow Bonnie into a box. Do these puzzles remind you of anything, dear viewers? These minigames are directly referencing the strange in-office puzzles of FNAF 3 needed to enter the secret minigames of that game. You gotta click on Balloon Boy in camera 8, referencing the first clock. You must input the right code into an arcade machine to enter Mangle's quest. Upper left, upper right, lower right code as the second clock. To enter Chica's party, you have to find 4 dark cupcakes around the cameras, referencing the third clock puzzle. To get to stage 01, you need to input the code 395248 into the wall tiles, the same code we set up in the 4th clock minigame. And the final minigame of FNAF 3, Happiest Day, is triggered by clicking a Shadow Bonnie silhouette on your desk, referencing the final clock minigame. This has some startling revelations. The glitch Fredbear mentioned that we need to leave breadcrumbs, a trail, for him. And who is him? Well, if we are putting the pieces together for the minigames of FNAF 3, then that means our breadcrumbs are being laid out for the player of FNAF 3. And the player of that game, in my theory, is Michael Afton. At this point, I assume whoever we are in FNAF World is a separate character created to lead Michael down this path, to push him toward Happiest Day and freeing the souls of the 5 missing children. If that's the case, and this is what is happening, that leaves me with a burning question. What the heck is this game? I mean, what is FNAF World, in-universe and out? Genuinely, what is going on? Before getting into that, there is a curious glitch Fredbear dialogue that I'd like to mention. I will tell you a secret. There are powerful chips that can only be attained by breaking the game, the red chests. There are objects that you can press against, and it will break your collision detection. One is a yellow bird on a tree stump, another is a gravestone. Find these places to gain an unfair advantage. That is, if you insist on following this path that has been forcefully placed before you. This reveals that the reverse world, is in fact a glitch in the game, in contrast to the glitch tunnels which seem to be designed in. It's like an out-of-bounds glitch or a clipping error. But Glitch Fredbear knows about this place. Glitch Fredbear knows everything about this place. Somehow. Adventure Fredbear is a facade for two opposing forces. The 3D Adventure Fredbear is a voice of the Puppet Master, the creator of this narrative hidden behind secrets that were meant to lead you to him. It's all manufactured, all just simply a game. Meanwhile, the glitch Fredbear is doing something real. At first, I assumed these clues were being placed by one character for Michael Afton to find, but another possibility is that Michael himself is playing FNAF World, using the Small Freddy sprite as his avatar and unknowingly being prepared for FNAF 3. But what happened on the flip side to cause such a disturbance down in animatronica? Is that excuse even real, or is this just the narrative of the game? Who is the glitch Fredbear? And what exactly is the nature of the game? I think we've laid out enough puzzle pieces. It's time to talk about what all of it means.
Be sure your step through the heart of madness.
There's a whole lot to cover with this game, so let's start with the big question. What is FNAF World in the context of the rest of the story? Throughout this game, we get hints of a secret puppet master, who is revealed to be the creator of this game. It takes the form of the avatar for Scott Cawthon, the actual developer of the FNAF games. The ramifications of this are unusual. On a meta level, the creator of the game is literally pulling the strings of the adventure, of course. But whether that means Scott Cawthon exists as an actual person within the FNAF universe, or whether FNAF World is breaking the fourth wall, is much harder to decide. For me, this does seem to point to a version of a game creator existing in the FNAF universe, whether it's Scott or not. But for now, I want to explore the possibility that FNAF World exists as a game within the story. If that is the case, then I think Michael Afton may be the person playing it, with the Small Freddy sprite acting as his avatar inside the game. So what exactly is the intended written narrative of FNAF World? Well, Adventure Fredbear and everything he says is seemingly connected into the written plot of FNAF World, including the glitch tunnels and things going wrong on the flip side. Does this mean that everything in the main plot is made up and not important? Kind of. There are still things to glean, but it's fair to assume that most of the game isn't necessarily important to the wider story. That doesn't mean the game isn't fun or shouldn't be played. I'm not saying that the only important stuff is the secrets. It's still a fun RPG game, and there's nothing wrong with just playing that for what it is. But for my purposes, we're going to move on to some other things. Because this is a real video game, what parts of it are unintended? Because Adventure Fredbear actively talks about the glitches that warp you into this 8-bit reality, I believe these so-called glitches are intended game design, and not the result of something supernatural. However, the glitch Fredbear seems to be some corrupting force from the real world, something inside the game causing things to change. Besides the glitch Fredbear being a sign of things not native to the video game, there's another sprite that seems to be similarly unnatural. It's this Small Freddy sprite that appears as the player character in the clock minigames, the Deskman cutscenes, and the Old Man Consequences Lake. Because it's connected to the clocks, and those are for sure connected to Glitch Fredbear in the real world, I can surmise that wherever this sprite appears is also connected somewhat to the outside, to the flip side. Now that we have a possible explanation for what FNAF World is, The next question is who or what is interfering with it. The first thing I want to mention is the universe end ending. While this isn't explicitly related to the flip side, it does have some thematic messaging that caught my eye. If you've been following these videos in order, you will know that I have a theory that there are two spirits inhabiting the Golden Freddy suit. This has been one of the theories that I've gone back and forth on the most, but this ending points at it vaguely. Two Fredbears occupying the same space is impossible. Perhaps this is a reference to the fact that there are two spirits within the Fredbear suit, and that's supposedly impossible. I do not think this ending proves that theory. At most, it's a echo. Two Fredbears sharing one space results in instability. That is interesting in the connection with the theory, but it is not hard evidence. There's also the hint of the flashing eyes. It kind of reminds me of the screen in the Drown ending. One last thing about this ending is that it's in the same font as the opening cutscene and the cutscene after the clock ending. It likely means that whoever's talking there is talking here. To identify that presence, we need to return to the yellow-eyed speaker from the opening and clock ending. Everything that happens out there has an effect in here. Do you understand? This heavily indicates that this game is being affected by things happening on the flip side, in the real world. This can either mean that spirits are tampering with the game on purpose, or just supernatural happenings innately cause digital worlds to be corrupted in some way. Either way would explain what I've been saying for a long time. I think the minigames of FNAF are real games in universe that are being corrupted to show the living what the dead are and have gone through, and this line supports that. This is a safe place. This is a sanctuary. But something has gone wrong, and now it can be seen here. Something went very wrong. That's why I am here. But I won't let the same happen to you. I will put you back together. This is a big hint at who is speaking. We know that the digital world is now being corrupted by something terribly wrong going on outside. We really don't know what that thing is, but it has to be very bad. It's also implied that this game was perhaps made to be a sanctuary for something, like maybe lost souls, but it's hard to tell. But that last line is what really stands out. I will put you back together. This is the exact line we hear at the end of FNAF 4, as little brother begins to fade away. And who is the one speaking? The Fredbear plush. I've been noticing connections between the Fredbear plush of FNAF 4 and the Glitch Bear of this game for a bit, but does that mean that these eyes are the same entity as the Fredbear plush? Let's keep going and see if we can find out. In the final cutscene of the clock ending, we get to hear the eyes speak again. We are still your friends. Do you believe that? This dialogue occurs only after the clock minigames are solved. Once again, this is a direct quote from the FNAF 4 plush Fredbear. This strongly connects the yellow-eyed speaker to the Fredbear plush from FNAF 4. It may be the same entity, or it may simply be using the plush's dialogue to fill the same role. Either way, the connection is clearly intentional, but we also get more lines from this cutscene. The pieces are in place for you. All you have to do is find them. Rest. This is linked to Glitch Fredbear's instructions throughout the game, telling us, the player, to leave breadcrumbs for him. My first instinct is that this him is the same person being addressed as you in the final cutscene, which would make Michael both the person playing FNAF World and the person being prepared for what happens in FNAF 3. But the wording leaves another possibility open. Him could be Michael, while you is someone else, possibly little brother or the puppet. In that reading, Michael follows the breadcrumbs, but the pieces are ultimately being arranged for someone else. This also links the Glitch Fredbear to the eyes, which means yes, they do seem to be the same character, or at least heavily linked. So now, we need to figure out who this bear is. I've floated two ideas throughout the series of who this is. The first idea is the fifth missing child, the one that possesses the Golden Freddy suit. The suit has been shown to be more powerful and supernatural than the rest of the spirits. We also see that the voice manifests as a version of Fredbear, the suit they died in. All of this makes the fifth missing child a strong candidate for the presence, but I'm not sure. The evidence could also point toward Little Brother, the Fredbear plush itself, or some other entity speaking through Fredbear's image. And there is one detail that complicates the fifth child interpretation. The fact that the exact plush toy that we see in FNAF 4 is also on Mr. Afton's desk in Sister Location in the private room. This could just be a keepsake for the father to remember his son, or it could be an indication that the one talking through all of this is Mr. Afton himself, somehow communing with the digital and the dead. It also makes the line, "I will put you back together," make a lot more sense, as it seems like that is his primary motive, to stitch the rotting fabric of his family into a new mechanical tapestry. Between the fifth missing child and Mr. Afton, I'm currently leaning toward the fifth missing child. To explain why, we need to consider what Golden Freddy would actually want. In my theory, this suit contains two souls trapped together in a body that was never meant to hold them both. The universe end may loosely reflect that instability. Now that these two are alive again, they can't really move, stuck in a robot that had its mechanism stripped away after biting little brother, who just so happens to be in there as well. If the fifth missing child wants to be freed, wants to have his happiest day, he knows he has to fix both of them. So what does he do? He manipulates what he can. Not only the perception of the Night Guard, but technology, media, posters, newspapers. He tries to tell their story, to lead someone down the path of helping them, to lead someone on the flip side who can do some good. Michael Afton. Michael is obsessed with all things Freddy, looking for clues wherever he can. Let's say he stumbles across an obscure RPG based on the characters of Freddy's, boots it up, and realizes there's more to it than meets the eye. Past all the cutesy characters and meta shenanigans, there's a presence here that is attempting to guide him, to speak to him, to bridge the gap between the supernatural/digital and the real, something Golden Freddy has a hard time doing with his lack of mobility. The Golden Freddy spirit, the one that is a part of the 5 missing children, wants to be put to rest, and cannot because of this little brother spirit that has attached itself to him. So, he tasks Michael Afton with doing something, with helping to set him free. Throughout the game, the Golden Freddy spirit, talking through the Fredbear plush, helps Michael to set up his future in FNAF 3. Once it's complete, Michael Afton completes the Happiest Day minigames with the help of the puppet, and sets the souls free. The souls of the Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy spirits, as well as one of the Golden Freddy spirits. Why only one? Well, let's look at the ending screens of FNAF 3. In the bad ending, Golden Freddy's mask has both eyes lit, while the others only have one. In the good ending, the other masks are shown with their eyes darkened, but Golden Freddy's mask is absent. That absence leaves Golden Freddy's fate ambiguous. My interpretation is that one of the spirits may still be active rather than fully put to rest, but the image alone cannot prove that. But then, which of the two spirits made it out in Happiest Day? To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm leaning towards Little Brother being the one who was freed because it's a party, which is what Little Brother didn't get to have, as well as leading Michael, his big brother, on the path to save his little brother does feel nice narratively. But also, not really. I was hoping that the two brothers would have some kind of meaningful reunion, but if he's moved on, then that's not going to happen. Either way, I don't really know for sure. That explains my interpretation of the clock route, but several of the other endings still need to fit somewhere, starting with Old Man Consequences. The two endings set in the Old Man Consequences lake are very interesting. The first one, the normal one, does have the Freddy sprite I was talking about, the one from the clock minigames. Supposedly, this represents Michael Afton, since he was the one tasked with making sure the clocks are found, but also, I doubt that. Michael has always been associated with Foxy, so who knows who this guy is? I'm sorry to say that you have gone too deep into the code. There is no way back out. My name is Old Man Consequences. Come have a seat, and let's fish for a while. You have nowhere else to go. I cannot confidently say who Old Man Consequences is yet, but I do think his lake has a purpose. This is what waits beneath the game's intended hidden layers. By descending too far, we abandon the adventure, the clocks, and every path back to the surface. Going deeper stops giving us answers and instead leaves us trapped. That may be what the consequences in his name refers to, the consequence of pushing beyond the boundaries of the world in search of something that was never meant to be reached. Whether that idea is purely about breaking the video game or has a larger meaning for the spirits is unknown to me at this point. In the Drown ending, the little Freddy guy falls for a long time until seeing the screen described before. I'm not sure who these people are, but I can make a pretty decent guess. This, to me, looks like an ideal life of Michael Afton, his father nowhere to be seen, and his two younger siblings under his wings, watching television. It's a distillation of all that Michael has lost in his life. This is his happiest day. Of course, Michael will not be freed. He has too much to do. This cutscene also shows another connection between Michael and this little Freddy sprite, but I'm still not convinced it's him. Of course, it does seem like he's the player character of this game, but I don't know if we are the ones actually playing these little vignettes. It's possible that this is the Golden Freddy spirit as well, communicating with the digital depths of the world. In that case, it makes more sense for the Golden Freddy spirit guiding us to be little brother, but that also doesn't make a ton of sense, so I don't know. For now, the little Freddy sprite is Michael, even if I don't really like that. The last major loose end is Deskman, whose cutscenes connect FNAF World directly to sister location, but do not fit neatly into the rest of my story. Before we get into it, keep in mind that this game did come out before sister location. The first cutscene is triggered just by entering a building near the spawn. It's a vicious cycle, you know? But then, most things in life are. The pendulum swings one way, then it swings the other. Now we return to darkness. Something terrible is coming. Come back later. Maybe I will tell you more. This is something interesting, and it reflects back to what Adventure Fredbear was talking about. Something terrible occurring on the flip side. But then, who is this guy at the desk? What is he up to? Coming back after the Rainbow boss battle leads him to say this. I'm impressed. What are you doing here? Can't you see that I'm busy? You deactivated my games. This is a strange line here. He's talking about the weird spin-off games of the new update, and if that's indeed true, then this makes the man at the desk here Scott Cawthon, the game maker. Now, I don't know how to feel about this. It doesn't make a lot of sense for what's coming up. I didn't know what else to do. I don't want to disappoint people. But my mind isn't right. I've made something terrible. Her name is Baby. It's too late to deactivate her. I'm sorry. So this is a nice lead up to sister location, revealing Baby as a future antagonist. It's literally foreshadowing for the next game, but it also implies that Scott Cawthon built Baby? Which of course doesn't make any sense, since we know it's Mr. Afton that did that. Unless this is a meta-commentary of Scott Cawthon literally creating the video game FNAF Sister Location alongside Baby, but it's too late to deactivate her doesn't sound like that's the case. Afterward, we get to hear Baby a little.
The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.
When the lights turn back on, the desk man is face down, a puddle of blood leaking from him. Now, to get the immediate misconception out of the way, no, this is not the same eyes as the other cutscenes we've seen. It's subtle, but the shape of the eyes of Baby are circular, while the other cutscenes have square eyes. These eyes belong to Baby. The dialogue isn't anything too crazy, but it is neat foreshadowing towards the next game, especially since "to be continued" shows up afterward. As to the identity of the desk man, I truly have no idea. It doesn't really make sense for either Mr. Afton or Scott Cawthon to be this guy, but then, who is he? Was there another designer involved in the creation of Baby that we don't know about? This is the part of FNAF World that I am the most confused about, and I welcome some ideas from you all in the comments, because frankly, I'm lost. And with that, we've reached the end of what I can pull from FNAF World. My current interpretation is that FNAF World exists as a video game within the story, one that has been affected by supernatural events on the flip side / real world. Beneath its written RPG narrative, an entity connected to the Fredbear plush uses the clock minigames to prepare Michael Afton for FNAF 3. I believe that Fredbear entity is most likely the fifth missing child, the other spirit trapped inside Golden Freddy, attempting to guide Michael towards Happiest Day and finally releasing the children's souls. But the identities of the player, Old Man Consequences, Desk Man, and even the yellow-eyed speaker are still up in the air for me. FNAF World did not answer a lot of questions. Honestly, it created a heaping pile of new ones. But now I know, hidden underneath all the bright colors and meta jokes is a connection between FNAF 3, FNAF 4, and Sister Location. A path for placing the pieces so that someone else can put them together. And for now, that is my theory on FNAF World. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the series so far, I invite you to like and subscribe. We are super close to our stretch summer goal of 500 subscribers, and it would be awesome if we hit that. Please leave your thoughts, theories, and questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to connect with them all. The next video in this series will be diving into FNAF 6, or Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, and I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy learning.